Still just traveling?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're walking to Zythra. We're
So
on
you
the other
guys,
side of White Mount, and we're
yep,
back with Fenthras.
yep. And you
Yes.
guys you're on like mountainous hills, and you found an opening in the path, and from like your vantage point, you could see onwards that there's just like an area, like you can see the storm way off in the distance, which almost seems like an absence of just light that just like it rips from the horizon from the top just right down to the bottom, almost like a funnel shape. Instead of just like a cloud, it's just darkness, like a shadow. Um, you also see that the forest just eventually like dies out completely, going from like autumn colors briefly in a ring to like dead leaves to just like empty, just dead branches, going towards this rocky terrain out in the distance. It is currently storming, as you guys may be able to hear, and you guys are just finishing. I believe it's early on in the morning that you guys started traveling on,
Okay.
and you guys had just seen a pathway that diverged in one direction, and you chose to go towards Zythra instead of going towards the small town and towards the mountains, essentially. So if you look at the actual map that Rob reposted,
Yeah.
yeah, you guys are going towards Zythra instead of the other way. All right. So, is there anything else you guys are doing specifically?
Yeah, just
Right
putting one
now?
foot in front of the other.
All right.
No, you're not. You're sitting on a horse, idiot.
he's
Well,
just
horse
is
he's swinging
putting one
his
foot in
legs.
front of the other.
He's just swinging his legs.
Yeah, he's swinging his legs like a little kid on a bar stool.
Make the pony go quicker.
All right, so you guys are continuing to travel on, and it doesn't take much time to get to the part where like the leaves are starting to change color, and you see off in the distance a very small village or something similar, just down all the way at the bottom of the hill that you are on. It's about a kilometer away in the tree line, and you can just see like the outskirts of a town. Everything, including the wood, is blackened in black color.
That's my least favorite color.
It's a tone of color, so you know.
I think we're just going, right?
Yeah, I guess
Just going
we're
down the road.
Just going.
continue on moving in forward.
Yeah, it's not like something's gonna attack us.
Roll
Yeah,
initiative.
should we stop at that little village thing we see or whatever?
It's like on the road, I
See,
think, right?
see what's
Yeah, it
happening.
is on the road.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah,
like on
we're
the
just going,
path,
yeah.
so we might as well.
Yeah, we're just going.
Okay.
It's probably abandoned or something.
Yeah, as you guys approach, you notice that many of the buildings are burned down. Varen, your expertise knows
Burning,
that this burnt a very, 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 very long time ago. Probably like generations. And there's like trees like just wilted or fallen from storms onto some of the buildings. Just dust trying to settle. It's now being washed away. Just smoke and ash puddles. There's about like 6 buildings along the main strip, and you can see onwards there's like small dirt pathways that are most like hardly usable from just all the broken scattered building and wood and debris. And off in the distance to your left, so like southeast, you see like just a huge grouping of overgrown like farms off in the distance with a little bit of a clearing in the forest.
Are the farms and stuff, do those look like actual farms or like just old husks of like where people used to live and farm and stuff?
It's like the ruins of a farm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely overgrown with like vine-esque kind of plants, very thick vines, and it's like way off in the distance. So like that's just the most of the detail that you can see. But the buildings that you can see are just like husks of buildings. It's not much to go for. There's two.
Am I seeing this from like some distance away
Yeah,
with my elf eyes?
yeah. Emmanuel's much better off than you are for that.
Yeah.
You can actually see that like it's also has been burnt and destroyed in better detail with little to no shelter. There's two specific buildings that actually do have a decent amount of shelter and like can hold themselves up, but that's essentially it in the town. And a small well where like there's the road splits into two into a circle where three buildings in either side are, and the well is kind of just in the middle of the two roads. There's some broken carriages, and I want Zencor to make a perception check.
Alrighty. I'm gonna do it in roll 20.
Gonna have Rob do the first roll of the night.
Set the tone.
All right,
Oh boy, I
six.
see that
All right.
Zencor sees that the public library is completely untouched. Fantastic.
As far as you see, there is no public library.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Poor
Sorry, buddy.
infrastructure. What do I expect?
Yep.
What is this, Southwestern Ontario? Of course there's no library.
It's tough, dude.
Life. I'm just assuming that this is the like order. You guys don't actually have to have it as order.
That seems pretty reasonable.
Ariel's riding backwards. Classic.
Of course she is.
God, I could make a joke. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna.
She doesn't want to get ganked by the jungler, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh my god.
Just riding. Never mind.
Damn, I just realized these horses are fucking huge.
They're yoked as shit.
Have you like not seen a horse in real life though?
Yeah, but
They
are
are massive.
10 feet long by 5 feet wide?
They're thick as fuck.
Like, I know horses are big. I've seen them in real life.
Are you 5 feet wide?
I mean, with
Some
my
days.
staff, yeah.
Those cakes,
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
That's what the ladies call it.
Oh my god.
My pocket snake.
Alright.
It's not a pocket snake. It's a pocket
Hey.
anaconda.
Hey, girl, you want to see a magic trick? I am a sorcerer of sorts.
Oh man, the jokes to be had.
Oh, that one didn't work. So this is kind of a rough layout. There should be the road divided in two, but I'm not going to do that because this is going to take too long. There you go. And I'll draw a little well in the meantime. Is there anything you guys want to do specifically? Are you traveling on? There's farms off in this direction.
It seems like a pretty dead place.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, stop. How do I make it stop?
Oh my god. Oh.
That's
I
a fucked
said-
up path.
I
So-
accidentally went off of the screen when I was drawing.
So that's the
Holy
direction.
Jesus.
That's the direction where I was going. What were you even drawing?
Well, you said the road forked.
Alright. There's the well in the middle. And I'll just make the fucking thing thicker. So then everything's good in the world. There we go.
Whoa.
Look at that. Wonderful.
That thing.
That's work art right there.
Yeah, that's one thick road.
So we're going into this
There's some
village.
thick horses.
Do we want to be?
Are you guys riding into the village?
I mean, there's
we?
only one path, so we don't really
I
have
was
a
gonna
choice.
say, it kind of seems like this is the way to go.
Okay. You guys go.
YOLO.
I am gonna go ahead and draw my sword though, just in case.
All right. Are you flaming right now?
No, not at the moment.
All right. So you got your sword ready.
You know, Eric, it's not a choice.
You're not wrong, but at the same time, trying to be polite here.
All right.
Be right
So you guys move
He's not
forward.
flaming, he's
I'm
fabulous.
not gonna do that or whatever on the D20. This is just a visual, and I want Ariel and
Oh fuck! Fuck yes.
Varen to roll perception now that you guys are inside the village.
Shit. What's my
Maybe they
perception?
can find a
6?
public library.
Aw, shit.
Ach, scheiße.
Yeah. That's a good thing. Mine's
26.
+6.
Okay.
What's +6?
The roll that she hasn't done yet.
My perception.
Nice. All right. As you guys are walking past, you can see a lot of the collapsed buildings. Rubble is falling from them just from the weight of the water, just kind of pooling in certain areas of the building. Once you get close to the two buildings that remain mostly sheltered, you guys hear a sound from the one on your right. So this one here. What does it sound like? You're not sure. You're just registering
Sound
that
big or
there's
small?
a noise. It's a relatively quiet sound that just like
Can I-
happened.
Can I roll for perception to see if I can figure out what it is?
If they let you know that like they heard it. Like I'm just saying, like these two just heard like a faint sound within the building now.
I'm gonna inform the group, people, or you want to just let us walk in there?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Okay, so you guys heard a
What-
faint
what it-
noise.
Would we hear it in the building on our right?
Yeah. So this one here.
Yeah, well, what are they going to do? Turn around and be like, hey, we heard a small noise over there.
Hey,
No, they're not gonna turn
Ken.
around. I'm in front of
Hold
them.
on.
Wait, you're in
Eric.
front, and yet somehow they heard it? and you
Or
didn't?
wait, no, your name's not Eric. Roarin.
There you go.
Nice job. Nice job.
Go check out that building on the right up there.
Yeah, go
Oh.
scout ahead.
Out ahead. So, thank you.
We need our
Hang
big,
on.
strong fighter to protect us.
You are a soldier, after all.
Meat shield.
We're all soldiers now.
Hang on one second. Am I going sent in? Is that what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start.
Well, you're
walking
being
forward.
I mean,
requested to. You can
I
do
was
whatever
like-
you want.
Yeah, I'm being like, hey, big brave fighter man, could you?
I'd like some backup.
I mean, I'm always back up.
Yeah,
my-
we'll be right behind you, backing you up.
I back up from a distance. I'm an archer, you fucking idiot.
I had a plan, but
What's your plan?
that I was gonna wild shape into like an anaconda
My beer
and
is
slither
around.
my way in there.
I mean, that's cool too.
What about creating a fog?
Yeah, you can create a fog, and then we can.
Yeah,
pass
it's like
through it
you could put a fog
safely.
cloud in the middle of town, and then it's like a smoke grenade. We just cruise right on
Walk
through.
right
Yeah, but we gotta
through.
go through the middle of the town. We've been through this. It fucks us over.
We just gotta go straight.
Fog
Shouldn't be
cloud's
too
like
hard.
pretty big, right? 20.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like very big.
Yeah, it's like 30 feet
It's 20, so it's like
or something. It's something stupid. Like
it's a 20-foot
really
radius.
stupid.
So
If
it's
we're
like-
if we're gonna use this to scale, I would say it's like
is it more like this?
yeah.
Okay. That's still not bad, but yeah, if you want a wild shape, that's pretty cool.
It's
Will we
up
get
to you.
closer? I mean, like,
That's
we could
very
just ride in on my
stealthy.
horse, and I imagine my horse would just follow you guys. Like, that's what I just imagine. Like, I feel like it's not.
Well, it depends. Are we
I
still
just-
riding, or did you guys hold us up?
You're all on your horses, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah,
Because we're still riding
and you guys,
forward.
I mean,
you guys are
we're-
about here.
I think we probably would have
where you
like
heard it.
stopped and chilled for a sec.
Yeah, you're all sitting on
So,
your
like,
horses.
my
in
plan
the
was, as we're riding, I was going to morph and just basically drop to the ground and slither my way into the house.
Definitely not scare the shit out of your horse. Yeah.
It's fine.
Well, as long as the horse doesn't have eyes.
Should
in the
we
back
just
of its
go?
head.
Should we just run? Should we just book it?
Well,
I don't
we
know,
should
what if there's
just
traps.
keep moving forward.
Yeah. I mean, if anyone wants to like creep up on the house, that's fine. But like, we
Like
can
we,
probably
t-
just go.
we took out an entire bandit camp and we befriended a very dangerous necromancer. I think we will be fine.
Okay, so I'm
Watch
gonna
me
start
like some
walking
little
forward.
kid that all y'all are afraid of.
I'm gonna
Oh,
start
if it's a
walking
little kid, I'm
forward.
stabbing him in the eyeball.
Alright, so Rowan
Well,
walks
that's why I want to be
forward.
a snake,
Oh,
because I would just
hang
drag
While
on,
him.
everyone's
hang on.
Why
arguing.
would there be a little kid in this like fucking abandoned, burned down village that has been burned down for a
What
very long
child
time?
in the
Because
corner,
plot,
Like
okay?
a
that's
very
why.
long time.
Because
If it's a child, it's a demon, and it needs to be expelled.
Hey now.
Alright.
Not
so
all
you're-
demons are bad.
you're-
Don't
Okay?
talk about my kids that way, okay?
Rowan walks forward while everyone's arguing with a
I
flaming
lit
sword.
up my sword.
Yeah, and you're
Yeah,
making your way
he'll take
towards the
care of it.
house. Okay. The door is closed, and towards the far left side. Now that you're walking towards it, so towards this corner, there's a part of the wall that's broken off, or you could just go straight for the front door. There, you might whatever you want to do. That's
So what
far away
exactly
you can
is
see.
this?
That's just like a destroyed house.
Yeah,
That's
just
like
to
falling
fuck the
apart.
house.
All those
Okay,
are just
I'm gonna
destroyed
keep moving
houses
forward.
that
Can I-
have.
So are you gonna big show the door down? Or are you gonna go around the side where the?
See
There's
these
a hole in the
three.
wall.
These
You're gonna
three.
be a little bitch. You're gonna be a man about it.
Just to paint a picture really quickly, just because Eric asked, these three specifically are supposed to signify that they're buildings with some structural integrity left. Like they might be half of a house or a little bit, maybe missing a roof or something. This one is just the foundation and just debris, and these two are just full, mostly intact buildings.
Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Can I do can I do a perception or anything like that? Just to see if there's anything else that I can see or hear.
Sure. Are you you're standing by the front door?
Well, I'm staying in the kind of center area. You said
Yeah.
the noise came from here, right?
It came from inside the building.
Okay, so I can see through this wall, right?
The bottom right, or the bottom right of our screen. So this little
Oh,
block
okay. So
specifically.
that area.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I come to about here, I should be able to see into it, right?
To some degree, it's dark, it's raining, and there's no light from the inside, so it's really hard to make out stuff from a distance.
Okay. I'm gonna shout back to Caradoc and ask him to come with me.
All right.
Sounds good. I'll follow you. I'm just going to.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna fucking as soon as Caradoc gets here, I'm gonna go ahead and fucking kick the front door in.
Okay. Just roll a basic strength
Why don't you
check.
just knock?
Why would I? It's a broken building. I could walk in through the fucking hole.
So
Yeah,
why don't
but
you
it's
just walk in through the hole
It's
then?
impolite to just rush into a building without knocking. I'm just saying.
I'm going for the intimidation factor in case somebody's in there.
He's
that's-
already doing
If you
it.
really
He
want
said
to
that
intimidate him,
He didn't say he was talking about it. He physically just did it. So
You
really
I
wanna
need you to
intimidate them?
roll. I need you to roll a
If you-
strength check.
If you really want to intimidate anyone that is inside the building, you knock on the door and you say, "This is IRS," and they will freak out.
no. To truly intimidate him, what you have to do is you have to enter through the back door unannounced.
Yes,
Oh,
that's true.
my mind just went somewhere else.
That's the
No,
too-
no, that
No,
might
That's
Rob,
entirely
it's
exactly
different.
it's too wet outside. It's not gonna have the same effect.
Well, actually, that makes it easier.
sure
Alright.
does.
So Rowan needs a strength check just to see how
Oh, okay.
you handle the
You
hinges
know-
here.
You know you've got a dwarf right next to you that kind of know how to handle doors.
I like kicking.
This is all in
things.
a
I can do
this
that.
is all in a brief moment, man. You're literally you walk up beside him and then Rowan just picks up his leg. And
Wow.
slams it against the door hinge instead of the actual door, and
And
your
breaks his
leg
arm.
is hurting right now.
I told
Ariel
you.
just starts laughing.
I just told you.
I'm
Paradox,
gonna
you
start
wanna-
taking snacks out of my bag and sharing it with Ariel and Zenkor as we just sort of like we're like eating our popcorn, watching from a distance.
The impact, like
Hey, Karadok, you want to go ahead and do the honors here?
Rowan-
Sure, absolutely. It seems you seem to have.
I
a few
knocked,
problems
you know.
with this.
Yeah, that is technically
No,
a knock,
no. Thank you for
Yeah.
knocking. It was a great knock, very loud,
Yeah.
great.
Yep,
And
yep.
it seems there's no one inside. Well,
Ronan
actually,
turns and looks at Karadok and says, "I loosened it for you."
wait, are we hearing anything
what she
after the little smash against the door, or not?
You hear like small movements. Like,
You hear laughter
scattered
coming from the
movements.
horses.
You also hear Ariel laughing very loudly and for a very long time. Also, I was trying to say, Rowan, you did take 2 damage from the fucking like
really?
almost like you hit like the most solid foundation of the house right now with your leg, like open foot, and did more damage to your knee than you did to the actual
Hold on,
foundation.
with my knee.
Yeah, because of the
Dude,
hurt my
impact.
Haven't you ever
knee?
kicked anything before?
Yeah, that held strong.
Yeah, but-
the like reverberations like went right into your knee.
He just got kneed.
What am
by
I,
the
barefoot?
door.
No,
Barefoot. Do you want to break your foot?
you're in armor.
So we
Don't
only
worry, my shoes are very shock absorbent, so it disperses all the inertia.
Exactly.
His
Yeah,
his
I'm wearing those, like,
scale
Nike
mail
shoes.
is his scale mail is made out of rubber.
No, it's
Listen,
those
I'm
like
wearing-
basketball shoes that have springs in this hole.
I'm wearing Crocs. They're indestructible.
He's wearing pumps.
All right, so what are you doing, Karadog? Oh, Roran's dealing with the
only thing that
pain.
we hear is like small movements. That's it.
Yeah,
It
seemed like
recognize the
they-
movements could potentially be humans or human size, or is it like
a
more?
little bit smaller than
Smaller.
human. Yeah, like
What?
it would be like
It's like a
it
dwarf.
would be like gnome-ish at the most.
Okay.
But even then, the
yeah.
movements like they would be on all fours.
Okay, I'm going to destroy that door with my head. You know, just
Alright.
to show my dear friend on my right or
Yeah.
left, whatever.
Roll a strength
yeah.
check.
No one's trying the handle, but I love it.
I know. Who
I
cares about the
appreciate the
handle?
gusto.
I'm going to knock this thing down.
So it's a strength
watch him,
check.
like,
It's just a
knock
D20
himself
plus
unconscious.
There's
whatever
gonna be
your
someone
strength score
inside there
is.
who's like, "You broke my door."
no, he's gonna be like, "Why are you knocking so aggressively? Why is your
strength?
foot bleeding?"
Strength.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh,
Wow!
Nice.
All right.
Hey, it's not a 1, okay?
Karadok, you partially break the door for board that you headbutt, and some of the actual like what do you call it? Splinters.
Splinters?
You're fucking like in your beard and like scratched across your face as you pull your head out. There's like
Yeah.
a little hole in the door now.
Okay,
You
I'm
have
going
two piercing damage from fucking splinters in your face.
Sweet. Okay.
Can I walk up to these 2 clusterfucks?
Sure.
Can I like walk up to the door and turn the fucking handle?
Good. Yeah.
No,
Unclasped.
I'm going. I'm
It's
going
not locked.
No. This is not gonna happen. I'm going to.
Not
Are you
over.
gonna stop
I
me?
doubt this door even has a handle.
Are you,
I'm
are
going
you
to
gonna stop me
him.
as I reach for the door? Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm handling this door. You don't touch it. I'm going to open it. okay?
Blood streaming from his face, he reaches out and grabs your arm.
I never let an enemy win.
No,
I'm
I
going to
won't
touch
be
this door
defeated.
as I remove the splinters from my face. I'm going to headbutt it again because it's
Okay.
still not open.
Sure. You're not gonna give Roran a second
Die.
chance.
You're gonna lose an eye.
Hey, I'm not going to headbutt the hole, right? I'm going to headbutt somewhere else because I'm
Okay.
not complete-
Are you giving Roran a second chance, or are you not
you
going
want to let
turn
me
for
take another
turn?
kick at it? Come on.
Warren's fucking
No,
hobbling.
no,
His
no.
knee is
I'm
swelled up like a
handling-
fucking balloon. He's not kicking anything.
I'll
No,
be
I'm double.
fine.
I'm double. No, I'm doing it.
God. I want this whole conversation to be in
Yeah.
character, where it's
It
like,
is.
I go, no, I'm going, no, it's me first.
As far as I'm aware, it is. It's exactly
Alright, so
what
the
the
door
two of you
goes
would do.
flying up just now.
Alright, so you like now put like waist down all the way and just run at it with the top of your head. And Caradoc is now stuck in the door. Half of him has gone through, and the other half is just like kind of stuck, hovering about an inch or two off the ground.
And I yell.
Can
from
I open
other
the door
side.
now?
Wait. I yell from the other side. It's open.
Alright, and then Baron pushes the door after turning the handle, and you slowly are swinging as the door opens.
Okay, I'm going to try to push myself out of the door now that I've opened it forever.
Okay. One more strength check.
Okay.
You're like actually like wedged in the
There's
door.
no fire department to bail you out.
Alright.
Like, come on.
As you
There you
come
go.
out, you just see the like door open up and splinter, and then as he pulls out, the whole door just collapses, and it's just
See?
pieces now.
See, that's how you open a door. Very efficient. No more door.
I,
No more.
I leave the building and go back to my horse.
Alright, the main area is just like an opening lobby with a staircase leading upwards. It's starting to actually like warp and start falling downwards towards the inside of the turning staircase. You do see movement and yellowish small eyes reflecting the light from Roran's sword in the next room, just like underneath the staircase. And then it like just skitters away. You can also see a light glowing, like a cyan light glow, almost whitish. Also, Caradoc, you took another 2 damage from like just fracturing an entire door through your body.
Okay,
But-
that's good. I mean, it's not like.
But
it's
you
gonna
won.
Really change.
Yeah.
I won the fight. I'm happy.
All right. So you guys are in the doorway. You guys saw the eyes. You see the light glowing of the inside in that same room. You see the staircase. There's also a door to your right, immediately to your right, that you can see with just the edge of it from the flame, because the flame light isn't completely lighting up that lobby because you're still outside. But you can see the faint edge of a door.
So we saw something skitter off.
Mhm.
Now we're a little nervous,
A little scared.
a little scared. Think we should investigate there, Caradoc? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, this
All right,
building
let's-
looks pretty. This building looks pretty. Empty so far. I mean, if someone was there, they would have been running at us, being like, "Hey, what the hell are you doing at my door?" So, you
Right.
know.
So it's either somebody who's transient, who's not supposed to be here in the first place, or
Well, then
Somebody who's
then we're
fucking
chill, right?
terrified because somebody
Or they're-
slamming down
yeah.
their goddamn door.
he just
Fucking
he
hiding
just
from
WWE'd
Yeah.
the door.
Hey, if they're terrified, they are not a problem for us. Okay,
So-
no issue. Right?
All right. So this is like
are we the bad guys?
Yeah.
this is a really crude drawing on the top
All right,
right
so I'm
here.
gonna be right about it.
This is the doorway. Yeah. This is the doorway.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So the door that's under the stairs that you saw the eyes and the glowing from is there, and then you now do see in the full light that there is a door on the right, and there is a door right before the stairs on the left as well.
Okay.
Okay, so there's one door missing in your drawing.
Yeah.
So we
it's
saw
done now.
the thing go into here, or
The thing
go that
was it
direction.
was in there, and the eyes were reflecting the light from your sword, kind of like a cat.
And then it went over here, or it
No, it
scuttled
just
somewhere?
stayed. It just doubled inside the room further. You can hear the rain like pattering against the wood. For the most part, this house is relatively in good shape compared to the rest of them. It doesn't seem to be burned down or attempted to be burned down. But you can see a lot of the wood is warping. If any, maybe like Caradoc or Eric, if you want, you can make a nature check. If you want.
Sure. Why not?
Yeah, I can do that. Let's go with that.
I've got a fantastic +0 on this, so it's going to go.
Mine's
I'm going
plus
to
2.
still type +0.
Okay,
Hey.
14. 16.
Hey.
Okay.
Look at that. Look at that thing.
Roran, the way that it's warping, it's almost as if it was soaked for a long time, and it would have to be like thinner wood than it actually is. But it doesn't seem to be getting much moisture. The roof is leaking in many places, but it's not leaking significantly enough that like this thing has been covered in water. But it just seems to be like completely like if you were try to climb that staircase, you'd have to like hug the left wall because the inside half is just completely like turned inwards.
Weird. Okay. Let's Caradoc, I'm gonna ask that you keep your weapon out and available, and I'm actually gonna put my sword away. I'm gonna go lightly knock on the door underneath the stairs.
The
Okay,
door,
sounds
there is
good.
no door. That's why you could see right through. Yeah, just let you know.
You're
Hey,
doors,
Potter,
my
is that
friend.
You
you?
were saying this thing.
Yeah, it's like a doorway.
Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
lightly knock on the upper side of the doorway.
Okay. You
Thank
don't
thank
hear
you for,
much
respecting the good
until
ways of
for a moment you just knock. And it's quiet.
Right.
And you hear a flash of lightning, and then a loud like of the wall adjacent to you inside the room, and you can see one of the panels in the wall, almost like tile-like, has been loose and is opening and closing rapidly from the wind and the rain, lighting up parts of that room. You do now from that angle see that the floor is emitting a light glow. Like I said, it's mostly white, but what color you can see is almost like cyan.
So the floor inside this little thing is glowing.
Yeah, right in the middle.
And I didn't see anything leave though. So there's
Yeah. You can't see too much though right now because you just put away your flaming sword. The light that you do see inside the room is mostly from the opening and closing panel in the wall. It's about like you can see that well. It's about like a foot downwards and a foot to the side. And it's almost like a diagonal doggy door, as if like it could only open on the one side. And it's about a foot or two off the ground.
This is not ideal. Is there a way to be like kind of gently intimidating? You know what I mean?
Gently,
You know what I-
gently.
Maybe.
like
Can
not
you
like
maybe a little bit more
not-
accurately describe what you're
not-
trying to get it? Like,
not like over the
assertive,
top, not like over the top. Like
persuasive.
I'm gonna fucking kill you, but like
I don't.
hey,
I want to
I
be
don't
one of
wanna-
those. I want to be one of those nice drug dealers. You know, like, hey guys.
I don't want to have to knock the rest of the house down, but I need to know if there's something dangerous in here. So
Just act like a functioning human being.
The
I
way
am
the,
being a
the way
functioning-
Eric said that, Rob, reminded me of the other guys. I'm just gonna end up being like a nice crack dealer. Hey guys, want some crack?
But can I make like an intimidation check that's sort of delivered in a way like, hope you understand, like I don't trying to hurt anybody.
You
Same
can
I'm
time,
gonna kill you.
you can say what you want to say, and then I'll let you know what you need to roll. If you're,
Okay.
yeah,
So, well, basically, I don't want to knock the rest of this house down, but I need to know who's in here and whether you're a threat.
all right.
Come out, wherever you are.
You have no response at all. Just the
Here's
opening and the
Johnny.
closing of the panel, and the rain and the thunder. And you hear like just the faint dripping of like certain parts of the house, just like having water fall into it.
So there's no other noise coming from inside there?
No. You see like vague silhouettes of a living space, maybe like a library or a chamber or something like that.
Ooh,
Somebody say
I'm gonna-
library.
Like
I'm gonna go ahead and
readery.
light up. I'm gonna draw my sword and light it then.
Okay. You see two partially eaten, mostly like rotted now bodies.
Oh, that's a good sign.
Very, very, very decomposed at this point. Like very little is left of them other than skeleton, and just very small amounts of meat still left on it. You see a sigil of a circle, some arcane mark on the floor. You see a few broken bookcases. You see a book stand that is empty, and a table that has a very wet kind of like cushion that's been like made into the top of it, that is red and has been actually torn down the middle, and the inside of the fabric is like pushed out slightly. Other than that, you have one broken chair that had similar cushioning, and a carpet that is rolled up, soggy and extremely old on the one side.
So no creature.
Not that you see, no. It seems like an empty room with two dead bodies huddled together.
Well, nothing to do now but to leave.
Well, I could just set it on fire just in case.
The
Burn our fucking house down.
the arcane mark is glowing lightly, but you
Okay.
can see that like the circle itself, one part of that circle has a blade mark that has torn through the circle and has actually torn the floor itself as well.
Okay. Can Kura, can you go grab Zankor real fast?
Sure. Let me go there. Boop, 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 boop. Walk out. Go grab Zankor.
Alright?
Hey, follow me. I need you. Not sure for what though, but follow me.
Are you going with them?
I think that meant yes.
He was just finishing his snacks.
I see.
Yeah, so Zenko, you're going in?
I'm a sheep.
Alright, so you walk in to this building, the two dead bodies and everything else I have described, and there is an arcane mark extremely similar to the one that you used to get out of Elcid on the ground, with the same mark torn out of it, just like I told Eric not too long ago.
Do you mean like the teleportation circle?
Yeah. It seems to be extremely similar. I mean, some of the markings in the middle are a bit different. It's not the exact same, but it's very similar in nature.
That's a different type of teleportation. Well, I guess because it has a different destination, the runes would be a little different. How curious. How curious indeed.
So, do you have any idea where it went?
I don't know. Does Zencor have any idea where it went?
Roll
I'm
roll an
sure she
Arcana.
doesn't.
Roll an Arcana.
Alright. I will roll an Arcana.
We've had a natural 1 and a natural 20 so far tonight.
Oh, here goes nothing.
13.
How do you only have +1 in
Specific?
Arcana?
Because I'm a sorcerer, not a Arcana magician.
He's not book smart. As
Oh.
ironic as that is.
I was gonna say.
I use them as a status symbol.
I mean, he mostly just reads them and then keeps them as like reference. He might not
In his
necessarily
pants.
remember them all the time.
Yeah, I refer to things.
Yeah. You know for a fact that it's inactive. What's keeping it from being active is whoever used a blade of some sort to cut through the sigil, or like the actual arcane marking of the circle. You don't know where specifically it leads to, but it probably hasn't been used for a long time, and it was made, I would say, not like I don't know the wording of this. This is just like really weird, but I would say like it was made with intent and with time. It wasn't something that someone just scribbled on the ground to do really quickly because they just happened to need a teleportation circle. This is something that was made to be permanent. It was like
And
made.
it's just
It
like
was made with like proper ingredients and everything else like that, and like it was very well done for its time.
And it's just like a slash through it.
Yeah,
that somebody.
someone broke the mark.
What would that have done?
Well, it would have destroyed the circle because if the runes aren't all connected and all together, then it's not going to do anything.
Can we tell how recently it was destroyed?
I mean, unless you can carbon date sword slashes, I doubt it.
Fuck. So I'm guessing whatever was here is no longer here.
Varen has cracked open a bottle of wine that he had in his pack.
Jesus.
Well, what are the markings made with? Are they like carved into like the ground, or are they like chalk markings? Or
They're
something?
chalk markings.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess if it's just like a sword slice through it, then I guess I can take out my chalk and I can try to reconnect the lines and see what happens.
Okay, you doing that?
Yeah, I'm gonna reconnect the
Okay.
lines.
Okay. So you pull out from your bag your little piece of chalk.
I mean, it's a big piece of chalk. Thank you very much.
All right. Me in perspective.
Very
Uh,
self-conscious about
piece of
my.
chalk.
your chalk.
Everyone
My
always
chalk.
says how big my chalk is.
I always get complimented on my large chalk.
Because it never gets used. Actually, it got used once. It got used once.
Times.
Yeah, I used it once.
Oh, once on a ship, it was.
No, you used it in the crypt to mark where you guys had been.
Oh yeah, it's right on the walls. Didn't I also use it to make a copy of the runes that were on the ship?
You might have actually, yes.
Didn't I, like,
Like
trace
yeah,
traced
you
it or
did.
something?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
sounds familiar.
Damn, that's like over a year ago now, or just about a year ago. No, it's over a year ago now.
That was
This
like
is
2
almost,
years
yeah,
ago.
it's almost 2
Time ago,
years.
friendo.
Yeah, I forgot there was the Liz and Robert H. All right.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah. All right. So you connect the lines.
Yes,
And the
just like in preschool.
very, very faint glowing that was there before starts reverberating and glowing and glowing and going. And you now know, Zencor, that is not just active, but it is being used. and in that moment, a figure or two figures appear before you
Oh shit.
in dim light. And when you look up from the ground, kneeled, drawing in your chalk, you see one of them. Yeah, you have no idea who this is. They are dressed in purplish black robes with long black hair. Very pale, grayish skin and glowing blue eyes. Relatively tall, like probably like 6'4", 6'5", holding a long staff of dark wood. Relatively young, and looks down at you. And beside him is a more familiar figure with a glowing robe of many colors, holding
Joseph?
holding a bundle of lanterns that are all very well ordained, which is Davos.
Oh, that son of a bitch.
And he looks down at you and looks over at the flaming blade and Roran. It's like, hello, sorry for any fright. And he looks down at the two bodies and kind of looks struck and very sad. Because I haven't been here for some time, but I thought you might need some help for the oncoming journey, and I think it's best that the less Mora and Orn know about certain things, the better. It keeps them safe. Where's everyone else? Hopefully everyone made it.
Yep, everyone's here. They're just kicking around, exploring this random burnt down house,
I'm pretty sure I'm still outside.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're with
looking for noises.
You're with Varen, and Varen's drinking wine.
Yeah,
Baron,
Baron's
you
just
sharing
having a
that
good
wine?
time.
Fuck yeah.
We're both having a good time.
You're drinking back there?
Well,
I brought these for you. I didn't want to say too much about the storm or Zythra itself, but these are key for getting through the storm. Traveling through plains is hard enough on the physical body without magic, and going through something like that made out of dark magic would tear you up in a very short amount of time. With these, it will call upon someone that will help you and get you through that storm, and actually allow you to walk from one plane to another. It shows you how thin the veil gets sometimes. He reaches and kind of sorts through them and passes one to you, Zenkor.
Ooh.
Sorry, who's this dude? You just
Thank you.
out of the fucking teleportation
him.
circle and we're asking no questions.
You briefly met him. He is an old man that hung out at the town center in Mora when you got, and he's the guy that helped get you a reward for killing a bunch of bandits. The guy that you said the last time you saw him that you didn't really trust him, and that he.
Oh, that's right.
You weren't sure if you could trust him when he was.
Eric, do you remember Bill and Ted's Most Excellent Adventures?
No.
This is our George Carlin.
Is he? Oh, okay.
Wow.
He's our guide through space-time.
Gotcha. Okay. That makes
Yeah,
more
he's
sense.
pretty chill. He's super chill.
Yeah, so Zenkor, you're given a very ornate and beautiful lantern, very similar in make to the one that you guys got for the Festival of Lights. But this one actually has a different mural painted on each panel, which is a group of people standing before a towering blue dragon that looks down at them in a mountainous terrain. And behind the group, in the very faint corner, you can see a pointy-eared creature looking down in the foreground, in the corner of the mural, at what's going on and transpiring. Davos then looks through and pulls out another lantern and hands it, puts his arm outwards towards you, Roran. Nods his head and smiles.
This ain't gonna set me on fire, is it?
Uh, unless you want it to,
Okay.
it would take a lot of effort.
One can only hope.
He like he shows you. It's like a Chinese lantern, essentially, with 4 panels, and each of those are extremely ornate, painted, like murals. And down the middle is an opening with a little bit of a sheltered lid that he pulls up, and you can see that there's like a very small candle. And so he just made a joke, like it's very hard to light yourself on fire, but I guess it's possible. And then puts the lid back on and gives it to you.
Clearly, you've never met me.
You see in your mural. Let me double check here. A grouping of elves who are all gathered in a circle with swords, each of them having swords in different positions, all looking graceful, almost like a mixture of sword fighting and dancing. Not actually fighting, just like in the circle. And you can see from the campfire that they surround up into the sky, you can see swirling of like some sort of like magic or energy.
Interesting.
Caradoc, you're in the room as well?
Yep.
Yes.
All right.
He's over by the door.
Yeah, exactly.
He'll give you yours, which has a dwarf who is well ordained, and has the marking of your clan in golden armor, and he is looking down at a treasure map.
Ooh.
And he's in some sort of like deep underground cave. Anyway, so I believe I have.
Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
No, he just says, I believe I have 3 more. I just need to see everybody.
3.
Or 2 more, I believe.
I was gonna say 2 more.
Sorry,
2
the
more
third
makes
one.
sense.
The third one's for my friend here, and gives him his.
Alright, well, I better go round up the rest of the gang.
Alright.
Or calls the rest of the gang over hither.
In the meantime, to Roran and Caradoc, the other figure looks at each of you and nods and says, "Well, sorry for not introducing myself sooner. My name is Nithel. I'm here to help guide you, if you'll have me, on this expedition. Davos feels like someone that actually knows the Shadowfell might help you guys out, and I won't lie, I have my own personal interests. One of my friends is on the other side. I'd like to make sure he gets out okay."
Who? This is the cat person, I'm assuming.
There's no cat person. He's just like gray-skinned, long black hair, and purple and blackish robes.
Yeah, why you gotta be weird, Ronan?
He's got glowing blue
Ronan?
eyes.
Excuse me.
That's the
Rarin?
Zencor thing. I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah.
Renan? Isn't that the sound a chainsaw makes?
Ronan.
Rolling.
Alright, so the others come in, and you all say your hellos and pleasantries and everything. And Ariel, you get a lantern. You've never seen one of these before, but you get a nice ornate lantern. Who has a picture of a figure that is in shadow. On either side of her, you see a strange creature coming out of water with many tentacles and eyes. And on the opposite side of that shadow, on the land, you can see a glowing violet flame that extends towards the sky.
Oh shit. It's creepy as fuck. I like it.
for Baron, you have one that is of a village that is in the trees that most likely was your village, or what was left of it. And you instinctively look for where you would see a body that you would probably know, but it's not painted in. It's just the village itself.
What do you mean? What's left of it? Like, is it?
It's
Burned
destroyed. Yeah, it's burned and destroyed. And
Okay.
yeah, there's no one there. And although there is, although there is,
What's up?
although there is some
That's a nice little happy
bodies,
thing there for you.
although there is some bodies that have been painted in, one body or location of a body that you'd probably had a good idea of where it would be is not painted in.
Wait, we have a
So-
body count now?
No.
So
Oh, okay.
you don't know if the bodies are actually accurate or anything. What it tells you by any means.
Cool.
Okay.
Alright.
All right. So who are we killing now?
I mean, it's kind of strange that all of these. Like, I'm probably gonna be saying this out loud. Why do all of our lanterns? Why are they so personalized to very intimate
Oh.
details about ourselves?
I was gonna say-
Because plot.
Davos. Okay, so this is Davos. He's real good at like seeing stuff.
future.
You know, not maybe the future. When we first came to Mora, he gave us these lanterns, and I think I still have my old one. I don't remember what was on it. I have it written down somewhere. And we lit those, and we just, like, talked to dead people. And he's always very ominous, but he's always very chill and, like, knows stuff, but it's good and happy. You know, it's fine.
He also brought a dude back from the dead.
Is he like low key a god or something? Just
Nah.
plain human.
The confidence. I love the confidence sway there. You're like, no, of course not. And then it slowly goes into, well, actually, that's pretty good. That's
That would explain a lot, but
So I'm
I really
just
would
gonna,
just.
like, straight up ask him, like, how the fuck do you know all this?
well, I'm practiced in divination. It's a school of knowledge, whether it's
Yeah, so
now or the
didn't
future or the
even
past.
question him, okay?
These lanterns are a specialty. They'll help
Are they
you.
patio lanterns?
No, there's no patios anywhere near these lanterns.
What is
They
the
are
specific
used in
purpose
fields
of these
generally.
lanterns?
Oh, they're
Like stars in the sky.
they're mostly for and themed spiritual connections for our Festival of the Lights that we have once a year, which is coming up in a couple of months. And we've encountered them before. I've given you a few for these three to help them on their journey, and they'll protect you on your way through. They're spiritual in nature. They'll hopefully give you some sort of help as you get through your journey.
Thank you, Devos.
I'll be blunt. Without these, getting through that storm is going to be incredibly hard, if not impossible. And you may have to take the long way around to get to the Shadowfell.
Are you saying we could just like walk through the storm with these or something? Is that what you?
Yes.
Is that the?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
So,
As we hold them, we can just walk through the storm.
yes. And
Yes.
it will protect you and make sure the storm doesn't hurt you. And you should wind up on the other side, which would be Zythra, inside the Shadowfell now. He used to be here. What you see before you, and he points, and you can barely see it now. Even in the overcast, though, as dark as it is, you see one just even darker spot that's just trailing up in the sky. He points to it and he says, "That was what's left of it now. The void of space." Now, I don't want to talk your ears off, but Nithil is somewhat of an expert on the Shadowfell, at least the more traveled areas. Where you're going specifically, there's not much known, but if anyone knows anything, he will. I deeply suggest using him as your guide, and be careful in the Deadwoods. It's not just the actual dangers of the creatures here, but them knowing that you're here is the danger. A wraith or a ghast might not necessarily be dangerous alone, but the moment they hear you and notify each other, they can swarm.
Should we not go in with horses?
It's up to you. If you want to be quick, you can be quick, but you'll have to be very quick. I'm just letting you know that from here on out, even when you go into that Shadowfell, you're going to a place that was always dark, even before this event, and putting it in the Shadowfell. You're in enemy territory as of now, and you have to treat it as such. The bandit camp might have been somewhat similar to your experience, in which you were in hostile territory, and I would recommend stealth, but whatever tricks or tactics you have, I deeply suggest having a plan.
Ariel perks up.
Because if whatever's on that other side knows about you, they'll do anything to make sure that you guys are dead or captured or worse.
What's worse than dead or captured?
I don't know, and I don't want to find out.
Undead and tortured.
That's fair. So, what he's saying is we need Ariel to boost our stealth a shitload, and then we're gonna
Yes, you
just
do.
fucking gun it.
Oh,
Straight cheese it.
Just fucking rock and roll through there.
a long time ago, I was here. A few of my friends, he kind of looks down at the bodies and then looks back at you, actually owned this house and created a sigil, a teleportation circle between here and Mora on the outskirts, that we could use to travel quickly to each other over the years. Zythra was always an independent faction and was an enemy to the Divine Order even when we were part of it. And when we were sent to Zythra for an investigation on whether or not they were not just independent but dark in nature, undead or fiendish, a event transpired that created this storm. Before the storm actually happened, these people were led by a vampire. So I would be incredibly careful as to what is on the other side now.
Ariel's starting to suddenly figure out if it's a bad thing to be a vampire.
Do you know which
Worst case scenario.
vampire it may have been?
That's a good
Was
question.
it Valdier?
Yeah, he represented a faction, from my memory, the Flock of the Forgotten, as he called himself at the time. I'm not sure if he calls himself that now, if he's still alive, but he did do a ritual with an orb that they had found that we call the Orb of Decay. And using that in an ancient ritual, he tried to summon a devil, a very powerful devil lord, into the material plane from the seven hells. The result of those two dark magics combining ended up causing this event. His name was Dahl, I believe. Yes, his name was Dallas.
Dallas?
Yes. Dallas and Lady Dower were the two that were leading in Zythra when we went down to visit them. This was a long, long time ago. About 100 years, maybe 105 years.
Davos, how old are you?
Never ask a woman her age. Come on.
Oh, wow.
What?
Chances are I'm the oldest one in the room. But, I try and keep as much secret as possible. With all due respect.
I'm just gonna look at him with like that, kind of look.
I'm not much of a legend or heroic individual. I'm not able to. I've devoted my magic and my powers and my knowledge towards gaining more knowledge and keepings of such. If people got the wrong idea of what type of character I was, it would put Mora in a lot more dangerous spot. If you know what I mean. If they thought I was some sort of ancient, powerful sorcerer that could cast lightning storms and fireballs, then Mora would be seen as a lot more of a threat than it actually is. So
I'm just gonna look at him like, can you do those things?
I haven't tried for a very long time, I don't know. But
Attaboy.
I apologize for my act. If it makes you feel any better, no one else knows besides my good friend. And he nods at Fenthras and kind of gives him a quick pet as Fenthras comes up and licks him. And him and I have had a few battles as well. I will come clean. I haven't talked to anyone about this in a very long time. But I guess the grouping of you deserve it. And we'll hope for the best that you're the right audience. But they used to call me the Eye.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, yes. Sorry.
I used to be a information gatherer for a very old war. And me and Fenthras, who is also known as the Moon, were soldiers. And as a gift for saving the people that I worked for, I was granted not necessarily eternal life, but a much longer life than a normal human could live. Something that an old friend of mine grew jealous of and tried to artificially create such means. Who you unfortunately encountered and burned his home down.
Oh, rip.
Which one was that?
The Forest King.
Which one is that?
What?
Like, not
What was his name again? The Tree of Life guy.
Oh, okay. I mean, we've burnt down a few people's houses.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Talk about the Tree of Life.
Yes.
I don't remember what the guy's name is though.
Circle of life.
He's nuts. He's crazy. He lost his mind trying to achieve immortality and used a cursed ring to do so.
Sorry, what was his name again?
I think his name is Solace, or what you guys told me he was going by at the time.
I don't recall him ever saying his name as anything. Because if he said his name was Solus, I definitely would have
No,
wrote him.
no, not Solace. Salis. Or I
Yeah,
think
not
it's
that
S-A-double-L.
double bastard.
Yeah, sorry. I think it's S-A-double-L-I-S. Solace. something similar.
His name's Sally.
Yeah. I guess you
No
could
wonder he
call it.
lost his mind.
Yeah, well, the ring would do that to you. You guys were lucky enough not to steal it from him. But I guess that hopefully will be lost now in the fire. But you can never know.
Odd segue, but I found this.
So I hope the secret that I haven't told anyone a few hundred years can remain a secret.
Thank you for telling us. I will not say anything.
I appreciate it. Perhaps
Updating my notes.
the only other news that I can give you guys, will try my best, but the Deadwood is complicated, and full of dangers. There's a few reasons why people don't know too much about it. I've been using my magic since you guys have left to try and find any sort of answers and take a couple of peeks into the areas. There is a stream just past this farm here that leads downwards to a lake just off of the jagged coast. The jagged coast being the last thing that you'll climb before you get to the storm. That lake is home to some sort of beast, but it does deliver you straight to the jagged coast. If you don't want to go through the stream and the lake, there's the farms that continue down on the side here. But like I said, this entire area is covered in corpses and undead. And if you want to continue down the path, you have the forest, which is something I'm a little bit more familiar with. And I would definitely advise to be stealthy. A single ghast seeing you for more than a few seconds can lead to swarms or even worse creatures.
Do you know all this?
Well, the forest itself, I traveled through my 100 or so years ago, about 105, when I went down to Zythra for the investigation, like I said before. The lake and the farms, I was using scrying magic. Every once in a while I can scry and see somewhere I'm not necessarily at, or even see someone. It's kind of my bread and butter to getting the information that I've been giving everybody.
Okay, I say let's do the water, because we can water breathe, and I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Let's go fuck up a monster.
We
Oh.
have to leave our.
I like one monster versus lots of zombies.
But I mean, it depends on who the beast is, or what the beast is.
Maybe they're chill.
Maybe all they want is your firstborn child, so...
Yeah, and I don't got no kids, so
That is
what the
true.
girl do?
Just put that in the marriage clause. Can't have any children, sorry. Or at least if we do, we gotta give up the first one.
I mean, I guess we can go waterways and hope for the best when it comes to the beast.
How big is the teleportation circle?
It's about like 6 or 7 feet in diameter.
So
It's too
we
bad.
have
Too bad our horses are 10 by 5.
yeah, we have all these horses, and if we just kind of go, they're just gonna kind of die, or run away, which I guess is fine. Like we can just let them go. That's just kind of shitty.
Are you saying that you could teleport
eat
there?
them. I mean, you know.
Well, I don't know. If we're going by water, the horses aren't. So
Yeah, that's true.
I am looking for ideas.
Seabiscuit is only in the name.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only a name.
Because like, who knows how long we're gonna be in this place? Like, maybe it's an hour or something, sure, but it's probably not, knowing us.
Yeah, but the thing is, teleportation circles also only travel to other teleportation circles. So
Yeah.
hopefully the one that this leads to is a place that can actually receive horses.
Yeah. Well,
You know, it could be in
Davos
like
said
a-
that it went to a place
like-
outside of Mora.
Yeah, but it could be in like a broom closet in a place outside of Mora.
True.
That's a
Yeah.
good
So
question.
like, I don't even think the horses would fit in this circle. It's very tiny. I'm just like,
That sounds like a great question for Davos. Davos, what do you think
yeah.
in regards
What
to
you
these
got?
horses?
What you got, Davos?
What ideas do you
You
have?
want to put a horse through a teleportation circle?
I don't
We've
know,
done that
man.
shit.
Like, what else? What are we supposed to do with these
Logistically
horses?
How would that look?
I honestly think that you just need to send them on their way if you're not using them.
Man.
Can you like?
You know how
can
much
you,
we
like, get
paid
them
for
back
these horses?
for us?
God damn, dude.
Fucking, you didn't even pay for your horse. Your sugar mama
Yes,
took care
I
of
did.
it.
I
Yeah,
paid for
you
it later.
Oh yeah,
It
Oh
was-
yeah, you paid for it. What?
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Listen,
I
didn't
can't
actually
afford to
get
pay.
any action out of
If
that.
only there was another way I could pay you back.
wait a second.
Ariel's
I'll pay
figured
you.
out land life pretty well.
Wait, Davos.
Yes.
So, remember back when Valdir was using a siege weapons? You were able to deflect his attack back using a sword. Zenkor takes out the tear. Was it this sword or was it a different sword?
What's that sword?
It was that sword. Okay.
But items that we made were made to interact with one another. They gain in strength the more that they come into contact with others similar. They're all meant to be used together in a purpose or a cause.
Okay.
Okay.
It might not necessarily be able to do that right now.
That's fair.
So if any of those weapons come at you, I've seen what they can do, and I would definitely suggest not being where it lands.
That's fair.
But you knew that. You wouldn't try and deflect.
Oh no! Yeah.
course.
No, of course.
No, that would be stupid. If there's
That
one
would
thing
be
that
so
Zenkor is,
dumb.
it's not stupid.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
As much as I do
Flashbacks to
appreciate, as much as I do appreciate keeping the secret, I would rather you keep it through honor and not through death.
That's fair. I can appreciate that.
So, is there anything else that you need to know?
Not necessarily that we need to know, but potentially that you may need to know. Ganon's spirit is still out there trying to get his way back to his body.
It's impossible. You wouldn't be able
Holy
to get to his
fuck.
body.
Are you sure it's impossible?
We have a very unpleasant trap left for anyone who decides to try and disturb his rest.
Are you talking about the giant corpse-eating worms?
What giant corpse eating worms?
Never mind.
Or are you talking about the army of the dead?
There's no army of the dead. We just have a pressure plate that drops the crypt into the
No. But that crypt is fake, though. His real body is actually locked inside of that block in the main hall room.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, then you found the fake. That's gone now, I guess. Does he know that it's fake?
Which one? The one in his actual crypt itself?
You said his spirit was
Yeah,
trying to get in.
So we had to vanquish his spirit back into a different realm because he was trying to. He found his way to his body and he tried to break through the stone block to get to it.
Hmm.
That's when we found your sword.
All right. Well, I can deal with it. It's not
Okay,
something that's too much of a problem.
That was some unsettling news for him.
Just thought you should be aware of what we experienced down there in the crypts.
I appreciate it. Still relatively confident that as long as he doesn't find anyone to ally with, that he will
Like, say, a
be
necromancer?
stuck. Any necromancer, yeah, sure. They deal with spirits the most.
Okay,
But-
so what if we were to tell you that we unleashed the spirit of a necromancer?
Like
That's-
a body
No,
or
it is-
a
Spread out all the
spirit?
dirty
Just
laundry
Slayer.
today. This is just one of those days, huh?
We're all
So-
coming clean here. We fucked up.
So his spirit was inside of a book, and now it's no longer inside of a book, and he has a physical form.
Where did this hapen?
This happened in the insert
When I
name
went
of the
to go
place
pick
we
up
were
deadly
here.
poison.
This was in the lake.
The labyrinth of...
Lake Elsed. Right?
Oh, we met a really hot chick named Violet.
a devil woman,
Irrelevant.
Violet.
I feel like it might be relevant. Davos knows shit.
Oh, because Violet was
Yeah.
also trapped inside of a stone, and we released her, too.
And she called the necromancer what? The Slayer, Destroyer of Gods or something?
Something like that. Yeah, so we unleashed 2 spirits, actually, when we were down there.
Oh. Well, at least the bandits are dead.
Yep, yep. Or,
So,
I mean, some of them teleported away before we killed them, but for the most
okay.
part,
Did the necromancer have any goals, monologues?
yep, so his goal was to just, like, continue to research, like, humans and stuff like that. Like, we asked him if he had any goals of world domination. He said that it didn't interest him. All he cared about was his research.
Do you know what his research is?
I don't know, but he had a fishbowl full of souls.
A fishbowl.
Yeah, or more like a tank.
Pool that we had to go through.
Yeah.
And then he had a book that he kept trying to hide from everybody. So he had a decoy and the actual book. If that interests you.
Alright, well, I'll talk to the people of Mora and the other regions in the area that we're allied with, and hopefully, if any creepy individuals come our way, then we can deal with them. Do you have a
If
description at all?
anybody asks, we didn't do it.
Of course. Is
Well,
there,
the book-
like, do you know what he looks like? What name he goes by?
I'm pretty sure we got his name and his description, but I did not write down his name apparently.
Apparently, yeah, we did somewhere.
But his spirit was trapped inside of a book that was written in kind of like an ancient Elvish, and it was some sort of religious book based around secrets given by the gods. Oh, actually, Zenkor reaches into his pants again, pulls out the drawing of the writing from the front of the book. This is what the front of the book said.
Interesting. Nivelle, are you able to take a look at this? And he nods and takes it. Ariel, seeing him and kind of having him in the focus for the first time, you notice that he isn't similar to you in a normal sense, but in the fact that he is also a Genasi, but an air Genasi. and he's just like,
Quick, age, sex, location.
ASL.
and he
Missed
takes
connection.
the paper and looks at it and nods and just like, well, fuck me, I guess. I guess we'll have to deal with this when I come back then.
What does it
Devils?
say?
It's
What do we do?
mostly
I don't wanna
just
die.
incantations, just mechanisms, I guess, of magic, and how it works towards creating eternal life or artificial eternal
shit.
life. There's fables of creatures, liches, who are able to prolong their death indefinitely, trapping their souls in a vial or a gem or something similar, and
Or
being
a
able
book.
to live as long as they need to. This is a failed attempt, or at least it was a successful attempt for what he wanted, and didn't know of the possibilities of something more. It seemed like somebody wanted more time and didn't necessarily have it at that moment. Whoever made this book was extremely resourceful and extremely powerful in the arts of necromancy.
Also very helpful and friendly because he saved us.
Kinda.
That's good to hear then.
Yeah.
It's better than having an evil necromancer who wants to kill everybody. You
Yeah,
get
he
one of
said
those
he
every once in
We
a while.
didn't say that.
He said he had no plans of it currently. And he kind of chuckled a little.
That's not ominous at all.
No.
Regardless, I would definitely look into it later. Priorities right now, we're kind of on the edge of no man's land. And I am not appreciating this rain much longer.
Fair enough.
Is
I guess
there
we should.
anything else world altering and destroying that you would like to tell our friend?
I think
I
we've
found
covered
this thing.
all of our missteps so far.
Can I show the little pointy thing first?
Pointy thing?
You want to show
My little
What?
Ariel's just gonna kind of in a panic because now that we're all coming clean here, and I've just come to realize I stole shit from somebody I probably shouldn't have stolen shit from. I'm just gonna present my pearl and needle thing.
Goes
Like
just
a
kind of looks
couple?
at it and like is just looks up at you and then looks at it and then it's just like really awkward. It's like hello?
What?
But is this something dangerous or
I have no idea.
okay? Where did you get it? What is
I
this?
stole it from my tribe.
Okay. It
Nice.
seems to be a compass. I mean, it's not pointing north, so I'm not sure if it works anymore. I can identify it if you want, but
I'm gonna look at him and be like, I thought you knew everything.
I don't know everything. If I knew everything, I wouldn't be using my own magic to learn things.
We'll keep it a mystery.
Varen is digging around in his bag, and he pulls out a letter.
What
He
are we
hands
fucking showing?
He hands it to Davos. Hey, I forgot this was here. This is from Say. Here you go.
What's the letter?
It's
Poor
a
Davos
letter.
comes to help
One of
us.
the
We should
guards in Say gave us a letter to give to the people in Mora, and I never gave it to them. So that's his now.
Okay.
I can finally remove it from my inventory.
Well, thank you. I don't want to sound too harsh, but I would
I
have
never opened
appreciated
it.
this a lot sooner.
Well, I mean,
it's kind of old information, I guess. Now it's just about a trade route and some information
yeah.
that
That's all
we've
good
been
stuff.
using for a few months now.
Well, you're welcome.
Well, thank you.
Well, you know what they say, better late than never, am I right?
I mean,
it was
it
getting
is
pretty close to never.
to be fair. I mean, it is appreciated that it's a trade route that you guys have made in the first place. So you
Right.
can't beat yourself up over not delivering a letter.
Yeah, I mean, stuff happens, you know, things
Yes.
get lost in translation, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot more potential problems that we apparently have. So we can all worry about those instead of delivered letters.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Anyway, for your clam, may I just identify it?
Sure.
Alright. He sits there for about a minute, and his eyes kind of cloud over. And
I'm gonna whisper to the group, this guy's the coolest fucking guy ever. But it scares me how calm he is about all the shit we just told him.
Well, I mean, he lived for thousands of years. He went through one of the most terrible wars there's ever been that nobody seems to know about because it's been lost to history. So
He does sort of have that old god vibe going on.
I can see why he's so
I
calm.
told you.
after about a minute, he kind of comes back to, because it seems to just be like a tracker leading to some sort of location.
Shit. Alrighty. Just gonna hide this back and hopefully we don't fuck up more shit when we find this location at some point. Burn down more houses. It's a joke.
Well, I guess we have nothing left now but to continue with the journey. But one more question, Davos, before we... just one more question before we depart.
Mm-hmm.
So back during the Legion War, who was the commander?
Why do you need to know?
Well, I start taking out all these books from my pants. I'm like, well, you see, all the books that I stole from the libraries in the crypt.
Holy shit.
And I'm just trying to fill in a few blanks, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you
I
know,
have to
because
say,
there's
you're
some
well-
books that, you know, talk about people in one name and then talk about them in another name. So, like, sometimes they talk about the commander, other times they talk about Solus. I don't know if it's the same person or two different people.
Well, when you come back from your trip, we can talk about it then.
Fine.
And the reason why I say that is because when you come back from your trip, you'll know a lot more than you do now. And then
Oh,
we can
wise
talk about
one. How do I become a cleric of you and not the other guy? Because, like, there's some shit happening here.
it. I don't know much about religious-based casting, but I do know that you would need to worship or have faith in a virtue or powerful being that's powerful enough to get ability from. And
This doesn't sound like you.
I'm not a powerful being. Old, yes, but not powerful.
Fair enough. Well, I think we're burning daylight. Zenkor takes
Let's
all
go.
his books, puts them back into his pants, stands up, dusts himself off. Alright, should we get going?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it.
Varen, as you turn to like walk away, you feel Davos's arm grab your wrist, and the feeling of like a small paper between your fingers.
Okay.
It's a recipe to make.
I'll
maple.
put it in my pocket and be chill about it.
Yeah, he just makes eye
But
contact.
that's weird.
And then Nidal continues to follow you guys on your way out, and you hear air kind of rushing as the form of Davos is gone, and the air has to compensate for mass leaving.
Does he bamf?
He does kind of bamf, yeah. The air just like rushes in.
And
Almost
then you decide to
like a
look,
wisp.
to look at the paper, and it's written lichens.
So
Don't
So you
forget to
pocket-
subscribe.
so you pocket the paper.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay. So give me a second, because a lot of things have transpired, and then we're gonna continue.
No fucking
So you
kidding.
guys have like maybe 5 minutes to chill.
To like
5 minutes,
regroup and
holy
take
crap.
in all of our confessions. Like this was like, hello father, I'm here to confess my daily sins. Davos is father, and
Davos
we
is
just-
like, yeah, I
Unload.
was a historic figure, and you guys are like, oh cool, we fucked up everything.
you know that thing you were trying to
We've
protect.
done a lot of bad things.
Can you?
He's like, yeah, now I can trust you guys because you guys are like really nice and really good and stuff. And then he's like,
Speaking of
oh
trusting us,
Can you
no.
keep a secret?
Well,
Sure. See, but we can keep Davos' secret so long as he can keep ours.
Do we keep secrets? Is
It's
that a thing we do?
collateral.
yeah, we keep secrets. But the thing is, like, what we share with him is stuff that could be important for him to know.
Mm,
Because it's not like we see him like every like other day and we get a chance to talk to him constantly.
true.
See, because we thought he was just like an elder, so we only told him
I
things.
mean, I
that,
thought he was a creepy motherfucker.
that would just like
Still
affected
haven't
the.
quite been proven wrong.
But considering his true identity, there's some shit he needed to know. Like, hey, Ganon knows where his body is, and he was already there once, so he could be
I
back.
don't even know who that is.
Exactly, and you don't want to, because if his spirit gets back together with his body, we're fucked. Like, it's game
Ooh,
over,
no.
man.
Pressure.
Feel a disturbance in the force.
Like a nuke for the entire universe that Kelvin has spent so long building.
Oh,
I should
man.
be afraid.
You wish you
Jesus.
knew what my nuke was.
This isn't even my final form.
Oh, we're fucked.
Watch him somehow utilize like one of us in our backgrounds, basically be the nuke, and that we're forced to kill one of us.
That's crazy talk.
Just
Why
saying.
why would
The
we-
amount of
Dark
uncomfortable laughter in here is starting to make me slightly upset. That's crazy.
we all look at each other like, I trust nothing.
You just see Calvin looking like this.
Sorry, this is taking longer than I thought.
So where are we going now?
It's a good question.
This one-
Sorry, 1 second. This is gonna take a while. Like I said, it's gonna take actually a decent amount of time, and I need to like focus. So I'm like out of the conversation.
I just have to say, I do appreciate the supernatural memes, though.
When Sean sees this, he will actually understand why.
See what? Are you composing a secret note?
Yeah, I am.
Shh, don't tell anyone about the secret note. We're going ASMR now for the rest of the session.
Oh, okay, stop. Ew, there's a reason I don't listen to ASMR. Like,
Oh
Are we doing ASMR? Guys, I think we should talk like NPR.
Can I get a
I'm
bowl
so
of
uncomfortable.
chips from the kitchen real quick?
Hey everyone, this is
some,
I feel
some
so dirty. You
stale
guys gotta stop
Doritos.
whispering. I can't make you guys any quieter.
this is
feel like,
Rob. Thank you for tuning into my Hello Talk.
God, ew.
You know, this sounds like an NPR broadcast gone
Yeah, I know, I
horribly
was
wrong.
thinking that.
Just gonna take a sip.
Just go ahead and crack another beer here in a minute. That'll make 3 beers this hour.
So,
Boy, my
did you
lip
end up
is
getting
starting.
your beer
Gotta get
delivered?
some lip chop.
Did you get your beer delivered after?
Huh?
Did you get your beer delivered to you after?
I did actually.
That's awesome.
I found a way.
Where there's an American, there's a will.
No, that's not how that goes.
Where there's a way, there's a United.
That is...
I'm trying to focus so hard. Oh man.
Oh god, I just got lightheaded there for a second.
I really hope I didn't fuck this up because you fucking distracted me. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. I'm taking
Well, you
this time
should've-
to finally fix my equipment.
Cal, you should have just deafened while you were finishing it.
Hey,
Yeah, but
I know
then the
you're busy
stream would
trying to do
suffer.
something complicated right now, but can you remind me for like the 3rd time maybe what that cape that I got did?
When
it never
an
wrote it
attack
down.
of opportunity happens, they have disadvantage.
Missy, in regard
it.
to the supernatural memes,
Yes.
Oh yeah, Eric is absolutely obsessed with that dude and his brother. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of Arrow. I'm thinking of the Shamels or whatever.
Amels.
Amels.
Amel, yeah. Steven's a nice dude. We had a good time.
Hey, if you want to talk about pronouncing names wrong, Rob, I can pronounce yours wrong again.
What, Rob?
No.
Lalbert.
Yeah, that's pretty
Lalberty.
close. Yep.
Lalberty.
I said that to him at Metalworks. He got so mad at me that day. He's like, "Don't you ever fucking say that."
Yeah, at least my dad didn't fail at drowning me.
Okay.
Jesus. Fuck, Rob. Holy shit.
Well, not on that day he did.
When my dad does things, he does it right.
Except pulling out.
Oh. The only thing that pulls out in Rob's house is the couch.
Does it?
I don't own a pull-out couch.
Rough, dude.
What the fuck did I sleep on?
Don't answer that.
Dick, a whole lot of it.
Have you ever seen the TV show Haunting of Hill House?
Nope.
What? Do you mean Haunting of the House on the Hill?
No, that's Haunted House on the Hill. That's with Liam Neeson and Wow guy.
Yeah, I know who you're talking
The
about. but I
Wilson
can't-
fella.
Owen Wilson?
Yeah.
Oh,
One of those
yeah.
Wilson
No, wait.
boys.
Which Wilson is it? Owen?
Owen,
Owen.
Yeah, not Clive.
Yeah.
not the stupid
wait.
one.
No, Clive.
Not
is
the one that no one cares
the different
about.
one. Oh
There's,
shit! what's
there's
his brother's
another
name?
Wilson.
Guy from Old School.
Yeah, there's brothers.
The guy from Idiocracy. Luke Wilson. No wait, no, that's a tight end
yeah.
for the NFL. And his
What?
brother. Yeah, there's 2 Luke Wilsons. That's right. Oh, I'm thinking of Clive Owens, not Clive Wilson. That's not a person.
Wouldn't it be sad to be like a rather successful actor, but then just be referred to as like that other successful actor's brother?
Yeah. I'm sure
Yeah,
that's
I
something
mean-
that a lot of people have to deal with.
Tell that to Dennis Quaid.
God.
That's what's on the paper.
Okay.
You finally now
Hang on a
understand.
second.
You finally understand now.
Oh, looks like you broke Sean.
You just like straight up left.
All right, who are we killing?
I gotta get something. You can't just throw that shit at me.
What a nice little
this is
blanket
like,
sweep.
I sent him what it says on the sheet, and then
I read the stupid paper, and Vern's like, great.
And then I sent him this gift. Alright. Well, good news is nobody has the linguist feat, so have fun. Sean's gonna have to do it with his good old IRL brain.
I'm just using my brain.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, we never figured out what to do with the horses.
Yeah.
So-
Also, you have a new companion that's with you. They are Janasi Nidal.
Do they have any money to compensate us for the horses we're probably going to lose?
Holy shit, Eric, you didn't even pay for
Yes.
yours.
I did pay, just not in the traditional manner.
Atta girl.
And I mean, I didn't give you a tip because it wasn't. You scored very low on your performance.
Yeah, well, neither did he.
Exactly. I didn't give anybody a tip. Now, that's what I'm most frustrated
Sad,
about.
really.
Not even a tip.
Dude pretty much got the horses for free. Sure, you got to bring
I
the
mean-
old saddle bag, but
I
the
mean-
horse is free.
I'll give a tip, but it's, it's
Oh
got to be like halfway.
This is your
decent.
horse. I ain't holding on to this horse all day.
Alright, so what are you guys doing? So you guys are all talking by the
Poor
horses, trying to figure out what you're doing next, and Varen's just like in the corner right now.
No, I think we need to figure out what to do with the horses.
Okay.
I think that's like the most important thing. And I mean, it might just be that we have to like set them free. We can't.
Yeah. So if
I
we're
cannot
gonna
like take off and leave them tied up like with
No.
a
No.
clean conscience.
if we're gonna take the water route where the monster is, then we can ride the horses to where the water is, and then we just
Drown
yeet them. Yeet them to freedom. Let them do whatever the hell they want. It's like when Ash released Butterfree so he could go fuck bitches.
Yeah, in the middle of the
I-
fucking
I-
ocean, by the way. That Butterfree is not alive.
No, he definitely did not have enough
I-
stamina to complete that flight.
Oh, never mind. Can't do it. I was gonna touch one of the horses and make them an animal messenger, but it only works for tiny. So the horses would follow that horse to a
I
town.
mean,
Don't we have a
we
tiny
could.
horse?
I could cut them down to size, and then we could do that.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
I mean,
Oh, we
no
can
lie,
make
a horse
glue,
means not
guys.
bad.
We can make glue.
That's good. And while it's dying, it could actually deliver the
Yeah.
message to the other.
What's that
Yeah, that's
Simpsons
smart.
quote, Sean?
If you don't win this
Who wants
race,
to
we're
go?
going to the glue factory, and you're not coming with us.
You're not invited. Yeah,
You're not invited.
I like our plan.
Man,
I
we're fucked up,
don't like
Butch.
our plan.
I know it sucks, but we need to let them free.
This is me to the horses.
Are you not entertained?
You're trying to fucking kill him.
We're not gonna kill the horses. We're gonna set them free.
I was expecting combat. All right.
No.
No, no.
So
If
we're
you,
gonna
want, if
take
you
all
want me
the
to,
equipment off of them. They're gonna be wild horses again, and live a happy life. Hopefully, not get eaten by giant spiders in the forest.
All of a sudden, Airborne starts playing as we're riding off into the distance. Come you running wild, wild and free. The open road is all I need. Hi, hi, hi.
So you guys
Yeah,
are
we're
freeing
gonna-
your horses?
Yeah, after we get to the water, because I don't think we're at the water yet, are we?
No. He said that's a little bit past the farms.
Yeah, so we'll ride our horsies to the water, and then we'll set them free. And when their back is to us, we're gonna take them out Lenny style.
Oh,
God.
yeah. Yeah. And then we have enough food for our expedition. Oh, yeah. That's.
Yeah, then we won't starve.
Karadok is just sick of eating berries. That's all that Karadok is doing right
Wait,
now.
wait, can't we fit the horses in the bag of holdings?
They will die.
not in one piece at least.
No, if they're there for not a very long time.
I think we determined that they've got like 5 minutes.
We'll just have to cut them first in order to fit them in the bag, but then they should be able to pass it. Does someone have like really good glue?
Yeah, we could use the horse to make it.
Oh yeah, we can use one of the horses to make it. Oh yeah, you're right. Actually, we could be efficient. The one that we killed to give the message, then we can glue it together. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah,
To give
that's
them-
perfect. That
Who,
sounds
the
like
other horses?
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
just,
we'll
you're just
cut,
trying to
we'll
you're
cut
trying to
the
go
other
dark.
horses apart,
You're trying
and
to
then
go.
we'll glue them together to make a smaller horse.
What are we gonna leave
Wait,
like a
wait,
breadcrumb trail of horse parts?
Can't we find a small animal nearby and
Animal.
use that animal to talk to the horses?
They're not.
just
You
wonder
can
what
just
I'm doing
take their saddles off. What's wrong with you people?
There's so many better uses than just doing this.
We're gonna set them free. They served us well. They've earned it.
I'm gonna start taking the shit off of the horses.
No, we
Kind of-
still need to ride them to the water, and then we can take the shit off the horse.
The water's like right there. You're gonna
Yeah.
ride horses to a lake with a giant monster in it?
Yeah.
Also, I'm not sure if you realize that releasing horses that are not wild is going to be pretty actually wild for them. I'm not
I
sure
know.
what's their expectations.
I'm
of
honestly
survival,
just-
but this is why killing
I
them might
think-
actually be a good thing.
No,
They
okay,
won't-
guys,
they won't be
seriously,
killed
we're
by a
like an
bullet.
hour's ride away from a town. They can find their way back. We were just there.
The
If you
horses
were
will
think,
be fine.
just
We'll
imagine
set them
imagine
free.
for a moment. I want everyone to imagine that they are a horse. So for some of you, you might have to get just a little bit stupider. For some of you, you might have to get a little bit fucking smarter. You will go wherever the last place was that you got food, because you're a stupid animal.
Well, listen, they don't have Google Maps with them. I'm not
They
sure
don't
they
need
will be
Google
able to-
Maps. They're aminals.
I'm gonna proceed to remove saddles.
Okay. In the meantime, Nidal is literally just sitting there, like, just carving away at a stick of wood with a knife and just, like, looking at the ground. Alright,
This
so,
is Varen right about now.
so the, Alright, so you guys are freeing them now?
Yeah, we're freeing the horses.
Alright, so all the horses are now free. And they just run
Why
off,
does the horse get a smack on the ass and I get nothing? Never mind.
and they all just run off in the distance.
Beautiful.
And then they stop right outside the town and they start grazing on the grass.
Alright, fucking whatever.
Yeah, I told you. Now they're gonna die.
Whatever,
horrible.
they're fine. Shut up.
We could have
Everything's
provided
fine.
Them like a clean,
They're
nice
gonna
death.
experience freedom, okay? Let them experience before they die. Another animal will eat it. It's a circle of
They're
life.
Fine.
20 minutes later, watch him die.
It's fine. We won't be here to see it.
Yeah, we won't be able to watch them.
Why does it sound
PETA,
like that's
okay?
a bad
There's
thing?
no
bro?
PETA in this world. That's just.
I wouldn't want Peter to have him. Peter would just be like, yeah, get the shotgun.
It's
Oh,
done. Horses are
man.
gone.
Alright,
Move
so you
on.
guys are now horseless with a bunch of saddles in your hands. And often, like,
Zythra,
Hey,
we're gonna-
500,
Yeah.
500 meters
Or
away.
Open your pants up when you put the saddles
We're
in.
gonna put the saddles in my pants.
Yep.
Yeah, we want to saddle the bag.
Alright. Rob, you have to
But the
add all
funny
those
thing
saddles
is-
to your inventory now.
How many saddles?
5?
Oof.
Yep.
Well, you
Lot
have
of
one of
saddles.
them,
And
so...
Unless you want to wear the
only
saddle
have to
and
add
ride
4.
you.
Do I
well, that's
look
what I was
like
gonna say. I'm
you,
like,
Eric?
somebody else could ride me, but I could turn into a horse.
I'm in.
But you don't get any reins.
That's fine.
I just know where the fuck I'm going. You don't need to fucking tell me.
Are
You
you
need
doing
to
that?
tell me nothing.
Oh god.
No,
Okay.
it's not off the table. But
Innuendo, just.
this
Alright.
sucks being the only girl in the group sometimes.
Save
just
a horse, ride
looks
a
like a bad
cowboy.
porno. All right, horses are gone.
Alright.
Buddy's
Yes,
whittling
we're going
away.
towards the water.
All
Okay.
that food, man.
My home, we're going into water.
So you guys.
Again.
Oh,
the last time we
shit.
went there, it was
How does this
not
keep on
good.
happening?
Holy shit! Could we go like into mines, for example? At
It's
least something
mostly just generally as soon as water is mentioned, Ariel immediately is like, guys, we should probably do this. And then because that's the
I know for
first
some reason you listen.
yeah, because it's like the first idea offered to the group, you guys are like, okay, how do we make this possible?
But
And then-
anyways,
Yeah,
I have
you
to
guys
disagree
realize
with this.
afterward.
I don't like
as
water.
we
it makes me
reach
clean.
the water,
Yeah,
as we reach
Karagok
the
doesn't
water,
like
I'm
being
gonna cast
clean.
water breathing on you motherfuckers.
Alright, so you guys are making your way towards the farm. Are you guys going like straight through the farm that's overgrown, or are you guys gonna go around it?
It depends. Is there a threat of Lyme disease?
Yes.
I mean, there's a threat of a
constant.
lot of things. I mean, you're in a place that's racked by the undead.
I thought we weren't taking the undead path. That's why we're going to the water.
The entire deadwood itself is deadwood for a reason. It's like
Ooh shit. Okay. Well
like
then,
radiation.
let me just.
it's like a radiation like Hiroshima sort of scenario where
What the
it's
fuck
like
is that?
everything's impacted. It's just how impacted is it?
I see.
Yeah.
I'm a cast.
And then you're going towards the center of the storm.
Callan.
What?
I'm a pass without trace.
Okay. Alright, so you guys all are now passed without traced. And all you can see the already dim overcast starts getting slightly darker around all of you.
Oh my god! Maybe we should rest.
What do you need a rest for? You got like what, 2 hit damage? You're fine.
No, it's not about that. It's better to be able to see.
Yeah, but she already
What time
cast
is
the
it?
spell, so.
Well, she can cast it tomorrow after.
And
AC.
plus, shadows are the best time to sneak through in.
Okay.
We're going
Just
stealthy, so let's go
Follow
stealthy.
closely. Do you need me to take out the hemp so we can tie us all together?
The rainbow rope.
Never get lost.
We have rainbow rope?
Yeah. Alright. So you guys are all making your way downtown walking fast. But like I need to know which direction you're walking fast towards.
Well, didn't we decide we were going the waterway?
Yeah, but I'm saying like there's a huge expanse of farmland that is in your path. It is just completely overgrown with thick vines. So like you can go outwards back out of town, go all the way around the farm, and then try and get it to the other side of the farm to get to the stream. You can just like cut through the farmland.
Which way do you think is safest?
You have
Which
to
way?
DM that.
Which way do you think is safest?
No, I'm asking the rest of my party.
Okay.
If we're going through a field, at least we can see things coming.
It's
That's
a
the only positive I can think of. The
it's a field
only
with like tall
positive.
shit though, isn't it?
She's talking about the field like surrounding the farmland.
Oh, not the
I'm
farmer's
assuming.
field, like the other
Yeah.
kind of field.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, wherever we have best sight lines and least opportunity to be ganked.
Alright, so you guys go all the way around. It takes a
Yeah.
good amount of time off the journey.
And we got Eagle Eyes the dwarf, so like,
Yeah.
we're good.
Yeah, 3 doors down. Oh no, he would be Mr. Brightside. But anyway.
Coming
So-
out of his cage and he's been doing just fine.
So, you guys are going all the way around, and it takes about an hour and a half on foot. and you see a relatively large stream or river that's heading towards the dark cloud in the distance.
Wow. Zach is having none of this.
First time that one of you guys, or no, it's the first time that neither else sees the black cloud.
Wait, that's where we're going?
His pieces immediately. Alright,
I'm still dying.
alright,
Where's
so
so Mr. Creepy Genasi man? Is he just walking along, not paying attention to anyone, or is he like leading the way, or
he's just
does he
following
seem
you
like he knows
guys
what
for
he's
now.
doing?
He seems uninterested right now. Just like looking around every once in a while, and just taking a sip from his canteen.
Okay.
This is our life now, guys. So, what you wanna do?
Same thing we do every day, Pinky. Move
Fuck
on and move
the
forward.
world?
Find new
Oh,
ways
yeah, I
to
guess
fuck
move forward.
everything up.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe we can make this storm bigger.
Hey, where there's a will, there's a maybe.
Where there's a will, there's an
We're
American
heroes
way.
in a certain city, right?
Kind of.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, maybe.
I
maybe.
mean, to everyone
just
but
imagine-
Davos
well,
now.
I just imagine
Not-
us getting back and this being their reaction.
Our apartment's burned down.
That would be tough.
Yeah.
They're pretty civil people. They won't burn your house down. They're just claiming
I
it.
don't think they're gonna burn anything down, but you never really know.
Yeah, they might just claim it. So you guys are continuing along?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has Varen
Roll
looked
initiative.
Has Varen looked at the note yet?
Yeah.
Alright.
Are you going to tell any of us about the
How,
note?
how are you
No,
handling that?
Baron,
by the
Baron
way?
has looked at it briefly.
Okay.
Sean has solved it.
Okay.
Baron hasn't solved it yet because I
Okay.
can't find a good time. Baron wants to like look at it when Elfman isn't watching.
Cool. He's not an elf, by the way. He's like
Whatever, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
He's a
Shut up.
Mystigan or whatever.
Yeah.
He's an air.
Does that mean we can
nomad.
kill him?
You say he's an Aryan?
He's an air nomad.
Does that mean we can kill him?
No, he's gonna help us.
Theoretically, yeah, but later.
Okay. Oh, later. All right. Look, I'm just trying to figure out the timeline here, all right?
God,
Alright.
what the hell's with our party and trying to harm people that are here to help us?
We mean
The
our
test of
party.
man.
You do it too.
What? I've never once
wait.
harmed anyone here to help us. Okay, name it. I'll wait.
I was just clearing my throat.
What?
It was innocently clearing my throat. There was nothing sarcastic intended there. Just innocently clearing my throat.
Man, how far away is this water, huh?
You guys
Yeah,
are you're
seriously.
right beside it.
Oh, okay.
You guys are like walking alongside the river.
Oh, we're
Can't
like
wait to
going to
drown.
the lake.
Yeah.
God.
So the lake is by the jagged. Okay, I'm gonna give the actual name of it. It's on the other side of this paper. The jagged coast, which is literally right beside the storm. So, you guys, the lake isn't like right beside you. It's like a whiles from here, and you're kind of using the river to guide your way there. So you
But
guys
why
kind of
do you
like.
have the horses so soon?
Yeah, so you guys heard Davos. He's like, yep, 100% got what you mean. And then sent your horses away and went to fight a monster at the river.
God damn! Woo!
Motherfucker.
Yeah,
I swear to
that's
God,
the
I'm gonna
thing.
kill him.
Oh my god. On point.
I'm just gonna see him and just immediately.
Okay, so I have to fucking close Discord because the fucking
Because the what?
the one GIF is too funny.
I love the guy wiping his hands like a fucking idiot. Like, took care of that.
Oh fuck.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Yeah, no, that one's good. So yeah, this is gonna be a trek for most, if not all, of your day. I need everyone to make a stealth check though.
A stealth
Plus 10.
check.
Stealth check.
Okay, I'm
Stealth.
checking all
Stealth.
my clothes as here.
Yow.
Yeah, no, it's okay. No, I feel good today. I don't have I don't think I have a disease.
Wait, don't we have a?
Oh,
we
it's
have a
plus 10 by the way. It's
Yeah, I was
plus 10
gonna say.
on top of that. So Zenko, you got 20.
Yeah, so I'm feeling quite stealthy.
Oh, we get a plus 10?
Yep, because Pass Without Trace is on right now.
Oh
So,
wow.
28,
Oh, shit.
I'm pretty
17.
sure there's.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
17.
I'm
That,
I'm just glad we had a modifier there.
yeah, I'm also really glad that it's not a 1, it's a 2. Alright, so you guys, I'm just going to write it down real quick so then I can total. 20, 27, 28, 17, 17. Okay. As
Wait,
you guys...
did you just type 20, Calvin?
Yeah. Because Zencor didn't add 10.
Yeah, I forgot that.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you were just like, ah, yes, I rolled and it was a 30.
Yeah. No, Nidal got 23. Yeah, 30. Nice.
More like this, Rob.
Alright. So,
Yeah, but I got a 20 though, Eric.
as you guys are walking along the river, trying to use there's a slight bank on the one side, so you guys are kind of like walking, and when you hear noise, you guys kind of get down a little bit and continue on. You can see very thin forms. They're completely like white and gray. Their skin like almost completely like taped right onto their bone, and just like ghastly features, moving on all fours, limbs almost spider-like, even though it's still 4 limbs. It's a humanoid, but it doesn't act or seem like a human anymore. It just like sniffs and looks around and starts sniffing in your direction.
Yo, you better fucking not.
I could have
And
just
then
rolled
it
one.
starts turning away and looking and trailing after a tree, like into the tree line. Do you have 2 more encounters like this? They're relatively similar. One of them being on the stream side, and just like in your way. This one, you guys try and wait it out, but it seems to be just like staring and standing by the river, or not standing, but like in its crawl form, and just like licking away at the water like an animal. These creatures are similar enough to things that you guys have faced before that you know that like you could probably dispose of extremely quickly if you are able to isolate them. But if you do not take them out really quickly, if they're aware of you, then it could cause problems.
Can we just try to sneak around them all? We're very sneaky.
Yeah. You're gonna go in the tree line a little bit?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, let's avoid it because I'm pretty sure those are the ones that swarm.
Okay. So you guys go in the tree line, and you encounter one more, and you stop immediately behind the thick trunks. And it doesn't see you, and it trails back. And you turn around another corner, and immediately upon that corner, there's another one that you guys avoid as well. and you make it around, and you can see the one that's at the stream, and eventually it turns as something runs across on the other side of the river, and like you can see the tall weeds kind of like moving, and it just jumps with like about almost the entire width of the river, and then chases after the movement, and you guys make your way back to the river. Most of the day's travel is like this, but it's relatively uneventful. Nidal and Varen are gonna make a survival check towards the end of the night, because you end up seeing markings on the trees and some broken down trees that have been struck down. Nidal like points to them and to for the other guys, everyone else, and he says, "I don't think this was lightning. Take a look." And when Varen looks, you can see that these are almost like blade-like, but the blade would have to be relatively thick, almost like Varen's arm thick. And it's almost triangular. And in the trees, they're like diagonal cuts, like almost 3 inches deep, and there's like 2 of them alongside each part, and a couple of broken trees have those markings as well. The dirt path, you can see a lot of like 6 to 8 just markings as tracks.
Can I make a nature check to see if I know what made these?
Yeah, you can see. Yeah, go for it. It'd be nature.
If these are...
Yeah, you can roll.
if these are a humanoid or a fiend, I get advantage.
Okay.
So I don't know. I'm just gonna roll once. You tell me what. No, that's not very good.
I'm gonna double check. I'm 99% sure that you don't have to roll again. Nope. It's just the once. Alright. So you rolled the 10?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, what was the other? Oh, it was the survival. Okay,
That was
cool.
survival.
Yeah. Alright, so it's not natural, whatever it is. But it moves like it is.
You mean like it's some
Like-
kind of weapon?
You don't know.
Like
it's markings that are very similar to like a weapon, but you don't know any sort of weapon that would have made something like this. It's definitely not a natural creature that you would be familiar with. And
Okay.
the weapon itself doesn't make sense to the markings everywhere, unless it was like a literal person trying to wield like Cloud's saber and just was like flying all over the place through the weight of it. But even then, the groupings of the markings would be kind of weird because they're all parallel to each other.
I'll tell everyone I have closely inspected the markings. There's some scary shit here.
What kind of scary shit?
That's a really good question.
Oh, you don't know? I mean, do you have at least an idea on like what it could be? If it's like a god,
It's
an undead.
It's definitely got.
horse.
It's got sharp stuff, and
Okay.
it can fuck you up with it.
Okay. Well, it depends
Yeah.
on the size of it.
detected.
You're welcome.
That was great. I'm looking for.
So it's getting close to night, and the sun is set.
Told
you
you.
guys are traveling in the dark.
I mean, we had to like it was gonna get night. It's either night out here or it's night when we're like in the death cloud. So, does it seem have we only seen those weird things near the water?
You've been traveling through the water, so it's kind of a biased question. You did see them further in the woods when you guys were trying to like circumvent the one.
We probably just ought to keep going for a little while.
So like to paint the picture of like your geography, you guys are essentially following a river that's like winding alongside a forest that's to your right as you go towards the southwest. To your left is like thinner forests that kind of open up slowly into fields, and you can see like a massive overgrown ruin of just destroyed farms that are just like soaked in the rain. That's I'm sure Caradoc would have seen it with his eagle vision at some point, but you can see dead bodies like layered in the farms. So like that's your general area, and then you have in the foresty areas mostly, and near the forested areas on the river, you have the creatures that you guys have been avoiding. And it's now dark enough that it's too difficult to see for all our humans, and it's very difficult to see for everyone else.
Anyone have any clever ideas for making it count? Oh god.
Holy
Fuck.
shit! What was that?
Is that one of the zombies coming after us?
I forgot to let you know that
Maybe
there's
Rob
jump
just
scares in this game.
transformed
Jesus.
fucking zombie now. Kill him.
Wait,
we
we get
just
to kill Rob now?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet!
No, Eric.
Rob.
No, Eric. Why did I say Rob?
Who's Eric?
It's this guy.
There's Roar and Zenkor.
You mean
there's also
Rorschach?
Eric and Rob.
Rorschach. He's about to be a blade
I feel
repository.
like we're that group of travelers that just refuses. Like, we're so stuck in the past that we can't keep calling somebody else by the other name.
Yeah.
It's fair.
Should we just keep going until we find a better place to chill out?
It's not the worst idea I've heard.
Yeah, I'm okay with
Yeah.
continuing to hide.
it's not gonna get worse.
I mean,
No.
Nidal immediately like puts his finger up. He's like, actually, it gets worse as it gets closer to the storm. That's like the whole point of the epicenter is that it's the worst in the middle, and then the outside's like the least worst.
oh, that's
Does Mr. Magic Man, do you have any clever tricks that could help us hang out for the night? Sincor, my friend, my pal.
I don't really have any tricks up my sleeve.
Sincor's like,
All I can do is
Bolt,
Destroy things and kill old people and burn down Tree of Life.
Okay, good to know.
So if you got a tree you want me to burn down,
No, that's fine. Should we try to camp out near the farms?
Are you asking me or?
I'm asking everyone, but no one has any ideas.
I mean, if you think that's a good idea, then I think that's a great idea.
I'm not against it.
Oh, that's a lot of conviction. I mean, if we're not comfortable staying here, it should be an easy choice. Let's move on and try to figure out the next.
Well, it sounds like going closer is bad, so we might as well camp here, basically. And
Okay.
I'm not exactly here at the water, but like,
I mean, I'm-
without getting any closer.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Cool, farms it is.
Yeah, let's do it.
Appropriate, Rob.
Alright, so you guys are making your way to the farm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Are you guys gonna camp on the outside? There's a couple of like broken down farms. Some of them could give shelter.
Like farmhouses or barns
Yeah.
or something?
Yeah.
Seems like it would be
Shelter's a great idea.
Yeah.
There's also the outskirts of the farm. There doesn't seem to be any of those creatures in here, but there's a lot of just dead bodies.
Yeah, that'll happen. I think a building is pretty good.
Can I use my prestidigitation to clean up the dead bodies?
You're
Not
what?
necessarily. I mean, you could clean them.
I mean, that gets into like this very interesting like moral argument about prestidigitation.
Because, I mean,
Does it?
they've probably been decomposing for quite a while.
Well, we don't know that. We haven't looked.
We can see them, right?
Yeah, we can visually see them.
I think we should just go to the barn.
Just see what they have there.
Let's just go hang out at the Manchester until this all blows over.
The
Exactly.
Winchester.
The
The
Winchester.
Winchester.
The
He is
Winchester.
right. Alright, so you guys are going to the barn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Real thought leaders we are.
My cat just fell off my bed.
Thought you were actually laughing at this joke.
Poor Callie.
No, I was scratching her neck, and then she started like scratching her neck, and then she fell off the bed.
Aw.
And like the look of oh shit that was in her face when she realized she was going down.
Alright. So you guys go inside of one of the barns. And
Yeah.
it's a little overgrown with these vines and weird plants. Their leaves kind of like almost tropical-esque in a way. They're like long leaves with a wide, I don't know what you would call it, like
Hey, Zythra,
petals.
stick your finger in one of those.
What, the glory hole?
Yeah, see if it bites.
But we're gonna end it there. You guys take shelter here.
Gotta
Inside
take
the
shelter
barn.
from the rain.
Yeah. And that's gonna be it, guys.
Damn.
First
Hey, we
session
actually
in a
did it.
while. Yeah.
We should do a session for once.
We did a session without killing anybody too. I mean, wow.
Well,
I
we
mean,
almost killed the
good
horse.
point.
Yeah, the
that
horses.
was-
The horses
maybe,
are definitely dead.
Yeah, y'all tried real hard to kill those horses.
Well, it's more
I
like,
wanted
you
to
know,
give
it's
him-
practical. You get some food. It's just great. It's just useful for everyone. And we're sure about the future of the horses. Where now we don't know. We'll feel guilty for the entire rest of our.
Exactly.
Speak for yourself. I don't feel guilty.
Well, because you have no morale. That's why. But
Morality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
morality.
She's a
Morality.
woman.
Yeah,
Women don't
no
have morality.
Sorry.
Well, I mean, I did eat a toad, so it's drawn somewhere.